Hi guys, this is Pavan Mundlari. My topic is design patterns, abstraction and reuse of object-oriented design by Enrich Richard Johnson John. Enrich elements of reusable object-oriented software. Richard specifying behavior compositions in object-oriented system. Johnson designing reusable classes. John composing user interface and interviews. Research questions. What is the pattern names and classifications? What does the design pattern do? What are the situations in which the design patterns can be applied? How does the pattern supports its objectives? These all questions we can discuss in next slides. Motivation. In as a scenario, the pattern is applicable in the design problem is issue or a pattern address. The class and object structure will address the issue. This information will help to reduce the understand the more abstraction description of the pattern that follows. Here we are enter the topic design patterns. There are three types of design patterns here. First one as an abstract description of a class or object collaborates and its structure. Collaboration and its structure means the description is abstract because it concerns abstract design, not a particular design. And the second one is the issue is the system design added by the abstract structure. This determines the circumstances in which the design pattern is applicable. Next, then consequences of applying the abstract structure to a system architecture. It means the pattern should be applied in the view of other design constants. Means these three patterns are object-oriented concepts. This they are sufficiently abstract to the avoid specifying implementation details. And a pattern may provide hints object potential implementation issues also. We can design a pattern of micro architecture. It is a architecture in that several in that certain we have several realizations in the micro patterns like micro architectures. It determines something less to complete application or library. It means they helpful to radar understand patterns. So, each either the catalog also increases to mm, understand easily because these patterns we can use it in the design patterns. Next, catalog design patterns. I mean categorization design patterns. It means the in these categorization design patterns we have number of patterns organized there because this classification system for design patterns may the easy to reflect patterns. This to learn the catalog to find new patterns. In this we can discuss first class creation. In this class creation we can here they are useful to understand the object with the focus program particular classes or particular protocols. If one of the coding that class to become possible to define class sections to run out. Creation class creational class pattern is a particular part of object creation to subclasses. Mm, the subclasses methods creates instead of who those depends on the subclass in which each method is implemented. In this way, the base class does not code the class name of creator object. Fractional method of the base class which our object created by the subclass. Next one, class structural. In this class structure, behavior class pattern captures the co-operator of subclass to fulfill the symmetrics. Means templated method is a simple and well-known behavior class pattern. And to in each invoke of abstract method or a base method, the proper of a template method is provided an abstract definition of an algorithm. The subclass must implement specified behavior to provide the service required by the algorithm. Means the class structure. Next one, class behavior. The class behavior object oriented various object compositions. Object compositions represented the most powerful for the reusability. A object more easier reduces to variations of the subclasses. Next one, we can discuss object creation. In this object creation, we are used abstract factor prototypes solarization. Means creational object patterns to abstract factor patterns. Creation pattern is produced is to create product objects to in interfaces. Subclasses many manufactured specified object permitted by the interfaces. Factors can be composed to create large factors which structure methods runtime to change the object creations. The factor may manufacture a customer composition of mm, instructions, one of a kind instance runtime. Instance runtime. Next one, object structure. In In the object structure, structural object pattern describes ways to assemble objects to related new fundamentals. The added flexibility inheritance in the object composition stream from the ability to change the concepts at runtime, which possible to static class compositions. Next one, object behavior. In the object behavior, the group of objects can be performed like a single object. Means the object patterns abstract the mm, state of behavior, and codependent of the state must be explored observably. It means the multiple views of models notified by the single stage changes. And next one is component creational. Component creational. In the component creational, it will be a builder based class defined as a interface or incrementally object structures. These builder hide details to create represented to the changes of add a new representation from the builder cases. In this case, we can add so many new builders to help the RTF means text format. These are some of the text formats. RTF, ASC are the text formats we can use in component creation. Next, the component structure. In the component structure, the patterns are technical. The components are object structures like compositive patterns. It will be flexible to add additional services to add there in objects. Means we can add some more objects, just object structures in here. Component structure, component behavior. In this pattern, we can um, we can uh, define as some pre-order, in order, post-order translations means we can order easily to transform the data from one to one by the algorithm of class objects in the runtime alternative transfers. Next one, experiencing with design patterns. In the design patterns, we have three: ET plus plus swap manager. It means the uh, during the project developer had to learn the library implementation tools of the framework in the creation of financial instrument insurance financial financial instrument. It means the three tools are majorly used here to trade the value, price, and perform analysis of financial instrument in the swap. It means the mm, pattern can provide a vocabulary to discuss a design when the problem in the particular pattern to find a solution. Next one, QoCA, a constant solving toolkit. It means it is the kit to object oriented toolkit developed the IBM Research Center by the architecture design of flexibility. Means it will be fix the problems with automatically by a object oriented design by the implemented of others patterns like algorithms. And next one, summary and observations. In these patterns we can observe the objects of immediately in problem domain. Problem solving means the swap manager can framework the coding with the design patterns in the class names of particular purposes. Next, in these design patterns, we have to do related works like in the design patterns are approached by software resumes means the abstraction of the design pattern related to the both uh, reusable and usable software architectures means the software can abstract the algorithms of data structures in there is the abstraction represented for formulas so they can automatically pair the data structures and architectures algorithms and the problem of the pattern resolved to context we can majorly find in the patterns can be uh, patterns can be framework can time we can create these problems and the conference of the description physically responsible to solve the problems. And finally conclusion, mm, design patterns are resolve design patterns are object oriented systems like many design processes new levels of abstraction and increasing automatically the patterns and their new patterns. This thank you.